Mr. Marty coming at you live and direct, back road, man, the street, the world, I mean. Trying to conclude up with our video series on Tupac and Biggie, the murders, the blood, crip agenda of the elite. And we're talking about the night of September the 7th, 1996, the night all this crazy crap goes down, and Mr. Orlando Anderson, the primary actor in all this. So Orlando Anderson just so happens to be skipping through the hotel. One of Tupac's boys sees him. One of the people in Tupac's entourage sees him. Tells Tupac, oh, that's the dude who jumped my man and took his chain. One of the dudes, he's a crip, yada, yada, yada. Tupac is heated. He runs through the club. And let's get to when they meet Orlando Anderson. So Orlando Anderson, if you've ever worked security, you'll know that he's in the line of sight of surveillance cameras. All throughout the video, he's in his line of sight. But he's in his line of sight for a reason. When they approach Orlando Anderson, he's standing directly in front of the camera. He sees them coming. He sees what's about to happen. He's right in the line of sight of the camera. Tupac makes sure he's in the line of sight of the camera when they stomp the heck out of him. Remember now, Tupac is an actor. Tupac is a great actor. He's not a garbage actor. He's a hell of an actor. So, you know, in acting, people have what they call their marks. Okay, where's my spot? You know, you hear them say that, and then the actor knows that, okay, when this person hits this mark or spot, then he's cued to do whatever line he has to do. So it's like Orlando Anderson is standing in his spot in acting, his mark. And Tupac, when he sees him in this spot, then he makes his move. So I want you to really pay attention to what Orlando Anderson has on that day, the jersey he's wearing and the number that's on the jersey, because this is important. And this is how they play the numbers game. And I know a lot of y'all think I'm crazy with the numbers, but I say gematrinator.com, play around with the calculator, go to the date durations, look at numerology numbers for the day. It's a science behind these numbers. We talk about the science behind these numbers. So we see Orlando Anderson line of sight of camera, but nobody really pays attention to his shirt. And back then, I didn't know anything about no numbers, so I wasn't paying attention to his shirt. But it was important because the shirt was the signal and the sign to those who know what the numbers are. And we talk about the secret society boys. This is the sign to them, okay, now they kind of know what's going on. Is it live or Memorex? And they go off of certain numbers. So Orlando, if you go to the video, he has on the a shirt with the number 13 on it. He's got the number 13 on his shirt. That's the shirt that he's wearing. If you pay attention, you'll see the number 13. So if you look at that day, that particular day, we talk about numerology numbers. We talk about the September 7th day, numerology was 41. 41 was a number that day, and 16. Those were two numbers for that day, 16 and 41. So 16, we know. 16, we know. If you put it in the calculator, gematria calculator, you add it up, 16 comes to 33. 16 comes to 33. So it's the 33 and the third boys who possibly have something to do with this shooting. Sign number one. Sign number two, 41. 41 is the 13th prime number. 13th prime number. We talked about this before, this number before, because in the Alabama thing, you had number 13 comes in the game. There are 13 points down, and they had this comeback. So 41 and 13 will always go together because 41 is the 13th prime number. And that on that day, those were the two numerology numbers for that day, 41 and 16. So 16 spelled out comes to 33. So that's why they did it on that day. Everything with these folks is a ritual, and it's by the numbers. Everything is strategic. They just don't do things to be doing things. So that's the first way Orlando Anderson is involved in. The second way, we go back to the number 16 again in 33. 33, the MGM Grand equals 33 in gematria. It sums to 33 in gematria. Remember, we already had a shooting at the MGM Grand. Second time something crazy and it kicked off at that hotel. Orlando Anderson, his full name, sums to 16. Sums to 16. So if you put his name in the calculator, Orlando Anderson, or Anderson by itself, you're going to get 16. Orlando, you get 38, 29, 74, and 79. All important. The 74 matches up to Tupac. Tupac in Gematria equals 74. So those two things match up. All right, so we go to Keefe D. Keefe without the D in Gematria, his numbers are 31, 22, and 32. Now, that day, September the 13th, you go to the day Tupac died, and we go to 13 again, was a day with 22 numerology, and it was a day with 28 numerology. So the 22 numerology sums to Keefe D's name, but just Keefe by itself is 22 in Gematria. So you see, all these guys, somehow all the Gematria numbers tie into the numerology of the day. Tupac, 74 and 16. Remember Jesus Christ. Jesus by itself is 74. That's like a God number. That's like one of those holy numbers. Okay? So, we got 16 with Tupac. We take that. 33, we get your 33 in the third, boys. We got 74, Machiavelli. Gematria sum is 74. Holy number. We got our kill numbers, 44, 17, and 28. And remember now, the day he died was a numerology number of 28. So there's a difference between Gematria sums and numerology. Numerology numbers have to do with that date. And there's various ways you can add up the date to get various numerology numbers. So, Tupac Shakur, 4268. Our numbers of the secret society, 17, 28, 22, 58, 31, 36, 39, 33. 83, 29, 74, 42, 46, and 55. We talked about a few of these numbers. 42 we talked about, 74, 33 of course. We talk about 55, we talk about 58. All these numbers you're going to see are signs and codes for the secret society. So it's no coincidence that Keefe D, when you look at Keefe D and Orlando, you're going to see some similarities in numbers between them and Tupac. Going to be some similarities in numbers. We talking about September 13th. The numbers for that day, numerology numbers were 22, 28, 47, 38. 38 is our death number. 47, we talking about the foundation. You're building a foundation for something. Tupac's birthday, the numerology numbers was 22 and 28. The same numerology numbers in the date that he died, September 13th. So 13 was an important number this whole time through, showing the relationship between all these men. And I say all this to say this. It doesn't matter if you're a Blood, Crip, Vice Lord, Gangster Disciple, Latin King, Spanish Cobra. It doesn't matter what gang you're in. At the end of the day, if you are a member of the secret society, we are brothers. No matter what color you got on, that trumps the Blood and the Crip. The secret society will trump that. So it doesn't matter if you GD, I'm Vice Lord. No, if we are part of the secret society, that's our connection. Anything else goes out the window because that tie is stronger than the other tie. So it would never be mysterious to see these gentlemen work together. We saw it in the OJ case. The Fraternal Order of Police is a secret society. OJ Simpson is a member of a secret society. Black and white don't got nothing to do with them being brothers. Perfect example of that. Another perfect example, if you saw 12 Years a Slave. 12 Years a Slave. So we talk about the main character in 12 Years a Slave, Northrop. Solomon Northrop is a Mason. He's a Mason. He's a part of the secret society. That's why they never were able to do anything to him. They tortured him, whipped him, but as far as killing him, no. Because when he got in trouble, the Masonic brothers came to him, hey, we'll get him out of this situation. They were wrong because they didn't treat him as free and accepted. And it wasn't until the Canadian brother came when they had a conversation. And Solomon, he tested the brotherhood. At the end of the day, we supposed to be brothers. So, if you really my brother, as a brother, you'll get me out of this situation. and Solomon Northrop, the Canadian brother, went and contacted the brothers in New York, and they came and got their brother. Because really, the brothers in the South was wrong. They was wrong the whole time through. Now, the one brother got mad because he felt like, well, I protected you, Solomon. You could have got killed. I came to your rescue. But at the same time, he had wronged his brother because he knew what they were doing, and what they had done was wrong. You don't do that to your bro. So that really caused the chaos with Solomon Northrop, who, he lived. They protected the man at the end of the day because they was wrong. It was some deeper level shit, and probably caused some confusion in the order after that. But these folks work together. And just because you see it on TV does not make it real. Remember, always look at the numbers. They put them out there right in front of your face. And the number 13 is the easiest way and the easiest sign to know that something might be afoot. Anytime you see the number 13, something might be afoot. Something might be afoot. So make sure you're paying attention to the numbers. Orlando Anderson wearing number 13, just so happens to be in the right place, right time, right spot for the beatdown. 2 years later, however, Orlando comes up dead. Could Orlando keep a secret? Is the secret to this whole thing. Remember now, Keefe D still alive. All these brothers were brothers. They all connected. Keefe D, Tupac, Suge, they all together. Don't get it twisted. Don't think this blood crip thing is really real. They just use that as they front. The problem is now that the elite are saying, okay, now we can use this to start our agenda, which is the military police state. Let's get these young folks, get in their head, get them, oh man, well, they killed or shot up Pac. Goddamn Crips, they shot up Pac. Oh man, and now they're on the flip side with the Biggie thing. Man, the goddamn blood shot up Biggie. Try to get in their head. Now in California where it work, no, I don't think it's gonna work in Cali. Them brothers a little bit strong, but New York, these young boys out here, their mind is not that right. And if one of them do something stupid to a Crip, or a Crip do something stupid to a Blood, I think you're going to have a disaster in the city of New York, because you got a lot of very weak-minded young men out here. So it's very dangerous what the elite is doing. So as parents, as uncles and aunts, cousins, people who've been inside of these organizations, we really need to start talking to these young folks about, hey, it's not worth it. This is not what, people have fought to get out of these things, or fought to change their life for, is about. Because now this glamorization thing of glamorizing this type of lifestyle, and that's not what we wanted to come back to. Mr. Markley Live and Direct. Get on gematrinator.com, do your numbers, learn about numerology numbers. You can do that on YouTube. You can, anything I say, you can go and research it for yourself. You probably will do a better job than me at researching. I did some basic stuff because I didn't want to confuse folks. I know it was still confusing, but if you do your research, you'll understand what I said. Watch out for the number 13. Watch out for the number 16. And don't fuck with the MGM Grand, because there's always some shady shit going on. This is Mike Peak and Hair Grease.